The moment the biker stepped off his roaring Harley, every person on the street scattered. Everyone except the tiny girl curled on the curb, clutching a worn pink backpack like her life depended on it. He didn't know it yet, but that little bag would change his life. Ryder Malone was known across the state as the kind of Hell's Angel nobody crossed. Tattoos covering his arms, leather jacket heavy with patches, a stare sharp enough to cut steel. People moved when he walked. But that day, he wasn't looking for trouble. He had just finished a long ride, his heart heavier than the engine he sat on. His younger brother Mason had passed away 2 months earlier, and Ryder had been unable to shake the guilt. Mason died in a hospital bed, alone, after years of drifting apart. Ryder never got to say goodbye. Guilt is a quiet killer. It eats a man from the inside. And Ryder was slowly breaking. As he walked toward the convenience store, he saw her, a little girl, maybe 9 or 10, sitting alone, tears streaking through the dirt on her cheeks. Her clothes were worn, her shoes too big. But what struck him most was how fiercely she held that pink backpack to her chest, like someone was trying to take it from her. Ryder tried to walk past. He tried not to get involved, but something in her eyes stopped him. "Hey kid," he said gently, "you lost?" The girl flinched like she expected to be hit. She shook her head rapidly. No, please. Don't take my bag. I'm not giving it. I don't care who you are." Ryder blinked, surprised. "Why would I take your bag?" But she kept shaking, hugging it tighter. Something was wrong, very wrong. Before he could say another word, 2 older teens came out from behind the dumpsters. One cracked his knuckles, the other smirked. "There you are," one said to the girl. "Give us the bag, Mia. You know the deal." Ryder stepped forward, his voice dropping low. "Back off." The boys froze when they saw the Hell's Angel patch on his jacket. Within seconds, they sprinted away. Ryder turned back to the girl. She was trembling, still crying silently. "You okay?" he asked softly. "You can't have it," she whispered. "Nobody can." "I don't want your bag," Ryder replied. "But I want to know why they do." She hesitated. Her tears fell faster. "My mom, she told me to run. She put everything important in here. She said if anything happened to her, I had to find someone safe and show them what's inside." Ryder felt something crack inside his chest. "Where is your mom now?" The girl swallowed hard. "They took her. A man came to our apartment. She screamed for me to run. I hid, and when he dragged her away, I escaped." Ryder inhaled sharply. Human trafficking cases had risen in that area. The gangs often targeted single moms living alone. "What's in the bag?" he asked quietly. The girl shook her head. "My mom said not to open it unless it was to save her." Ryder crouched, lowering himself to her eye level. "Then let me help. I promise you. Nobody is taking anything from you on my watch." She stared at him, searching his face for any sign of danger. Slowly she whispered, "Okay." Ryder placed the backpack on the hood of his bike, being careful not to make any sudden movements. The girl stood inches away, ready to snatch it back at any moment. When he unzipped it and looked inside, he stopped breathing. Then he screamed, not out of fear, not out of pain, out of shock. Inside the bag were a stack of legal documents, photos of a well-dressed man meeting with gang leaders, a hidden USB drive, and a letter in shaky handwriting. "If anything happens to me, give this to the police. This man hurt girls. He may hurt my daughter next." Ryder felt his veins turn to ice. He recognized the man in the photos. It was a wealthy businessman who had donated to charities, shaken hands with officials, and pretended to be a hero for the community. But Ryder had personally seen him outside biker territory before, meeting with people no honest man walked with. The little girl's mother had evidence of the man's involvement in trafficking, and now that man wanted her dead. Ryder zipped the bag and looked at the girl. "We're going to save your mom," he said. "I swear on my brother's grave." The road ahead was brutal. Finding the gang hideout, Ryder knew the local gangs and how they communicated, but going into their territory with a child was impossible. So he left Mia safely with his club, men who intimidated everyone but protected children like their own. Ryder then rode alone into hostile streets, questioning informants, piecing together hints. Every step put a target on his back. Rival bikers followed him, cars tailed him. Someone even tried to run him off the road. Corrupt police. When Ryder tried to give the evidence to the police, the detective in charge laughed. "We've already looked into this man." Nothing to see here. Ryder saw it in his eyes, the fear, the bribery, the silence. He realized Mia's mother had no legal protection. He had to do this himself. Challenge 3, the rescue after days of hunting. Ryder found a warehouse on the outskirts of town, the kind where screams didn't reach neighbors. He broke in alone. He fought men twice his size. He took blows that would knock others unconscious. He pushed forward even when his ribs cracked and his vision blurred, because a girl was waiting for her mom. And Ryder had failed his brother once. He wasn't failing again. At last he burst into a locked room and found her, Mia's mother, bruised but alive. When he untied her, she collapsed into his arms, whispering, "Is my daughter safe?" "She's waiting for you," Ryder said. "Let's take you home." When Ryder carried Mia's mother into the biker clubhouse, the girl ran faster than her legs could carry her, crashing into her mother's arms with a sob so raw the entire room went silent. Ryder had seen battles, fires, and funerals, but he had never seen anything as powerful as that reunion. Mia's mother looked at Ryder with shaking gratitude. How do I ever thank you?" "You already did," he said. "You trusted me." The evidence Mia carried in her bag helped expose an entire trafficking network. A journalist from out of town, one not controlled by local corruption, broke the story wide open. The businessman was arrested. The gang dissolved. Several women and children were rescued. Ryder, who never believed he deserved redemption, suddenly found himself standing on the right side of something bigger than himself. Months later, Ryder sat on a park bench watching Mia play while her mother laughed nearby. The girl's backpack was new, bright purple with butterfly patches. She didn't have to clutch it anymore. Ryder finally felt lighter. Mia climbed onto the bench beside him and leaned her head on his arm. "You saved us," she said softly. Ryder shook his head. "No, kid, you saved me." And for the first time in years, he meant every word.